Well, here it is. 87, maybe 88.
We don't really know.
300
Check the VIN.
2+2. I love the welding. I love the fabrication. I love the plenum. I love everything on this fucking car. It is just beautiful. And it's funny because I talk to all my stupid Hollywood friends and they're always like, well, so can you drive it on the street? Like, no.
Yeah, not legally.
But it's always the first thing they say. I go, listen, it's a fabricated 100% race car. It shoots fire out of the exhaust pipe. So you can't drive it on the street or you can? It's like, you have there's no, how fast you going? There's no speedometer. Why no speedometer?
You don't need it, but it spits fire. That should be enough.
It spits fire.
You were saying the welds. I like the welds, but I also like the safety wire. I love that on all the race cars. Safety wire. Everything, because you can.
Anything that's stainless steel, anything that has safety wire, anything that has aluminum welding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just ordered some big A&N wrenches for all the aluminum fittings on this car. But yeah, this car is definitely the next step. These are the radiators. This is the intercooler. And again, go to acecarcast.com.
Yes, yeah. There you go. And if we didn't mention it, it's a turbo. It's a turbo 6.
Yeah.
So when you do see the photos, what I'm describing, the radiators are split to the sides and a big intercooler right in the front.
Yeah, and adjustable sway bars, which is interesting. That's one more thing I don't need to fuck with. I wish it was an automatic.
The adjustable sway bar up here on top of the tube frame makes it so you can just pull off from underneath the hood or underneath the fender and make the adjustments to it. You don't have to get underneath the car, which is kind of cool.
Oh, no. Oh, no, dear Matt. You can adjust it from inside the car.
Oh, right. You have the...
you have sway bars that you adjust inside the car. That's why there's this cable mechanism here. But that's the thing that's crazy. Like I'm going to be shaking it out at Laguna Seca going, it's got a little oversteer. I'm just going to dial just a little bit more into that. A little more into that front sway bar. Like, I wouldn't know what the fuck was happening. I do the same thing with the brake bias, too. Every race car I have has that brake bias thing. You want a little more in the front, a little more in the rear. I'm always like, well, it doesn't stop. So, and Les goes, well, put some more in the front. And I go, that'll be good. And then it's exactly the same. And then I come back and I go, it doesn't stop. And I go, you want me to dial a little more into the front? And I go,
make it stop.
Put it all in the front. Put more than what we have into the front to see if it'll stop. And I'll go, I'll dial a little more into the front. And I go out, it's exactly the same. I don't think any of that shit's hooked up to anything.
It's not.
Okay.
Chances are it probably isn't. This car probably does work.
But do I make the sway bar stiffer or less? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Matt, you can tell people the starting instructions if you like.
I'm going to add a little sway bar real quick. There you go,
I think the thing that's original on these cars is the roof and the windshield is what they needed to be original.
Here's our starting procedures in 13 easy steps so you can be on the track.
Yeah. The good news is I fit the car well. We moved the pedals, which are adjustable, back, and we moved the steering. Oh, this will be one of those things for us to forget. The screws not in the steering wheel. You know what smart people do?
That's fun.
The adjustment. Because I see it at other people's shops, but I never see it at my shop or Les's shop. They have things that are like, no oil in the car, do not start car, like tape over everything.
Yeah, big red flags, like remove before flight.
We need to instigate or initiate some of these things, meaning I need a thing on the steering wheel that says no pin in the adjustment wheel, although I'll never get to that.
No.
Newman, and here's very rare. I never saw this. This is red, white, and blue. PLN. Paul, I think Lawrence Newman. These headrests, I'm told, are fairly rare. You like this? The screws on the headrest have been wired.
But yeah, you got to have safety wire on the headrest because that's the most valuable part of the car, actually.
Yeah. So
Paul Newman, when he raced, he always went by PLN, or usually went by PLN.
Right.
And there was a car that he had PLN on the side.
He had a TR6 that he raced. Oh, these are 14s. Good, because this is the one tire they do have.
These are $500 a pop.
Well, you got to call. No, the one above them is $500.
Oh, so these are Inquire.
Inquire.
That's the price. Inquire, market price.
Yeah, Inquire.
It's the lobster of tires. The diff cooler, the transmission coolers. We got a cooler there. We've got a cooler down here. And everything has these big braided lines, heat shields on them, AN fittings. There's got to be like $4,000 of AN fittings on this car.
Oh, you're making a joke. Well,
no,
4,000,
like 4,000 is the number for AN fittings.
I think you'd probably get higher than that because some of these jumbo-sized ones, like for the radiator and stuff like that, as you can see in there, those
here
ain't cheap. Yeah.
You know, we mentioned it was a turbo. You saw the plenum in the intercooler, but the turbo is down here, passenger side behind the engine. Here you can see our giant wastegates. And then the turbo's kind of hidden underneath it. Maybe we can get a photo or something of that later, but it's tough to get on camera. And it's not as loud as the Camaro and some of the other cars because of that turbo. Is that a Weissman transmission?
Yeah, Weissman transmission and a keeper hoop around it, so if the propeller shaft, as they call it, comes undone, it doesn't go flying around and cause a bunch of damage. They have them in the front and the back, and they're on a quick release, which is kind of interesting too if they want to change them during the race. So this is about as technically advanced cars you want to get. It has nothing to do with a Z car. You can't really do it justice. You have to just come out and look at it because it's Paul Newman Z car. Oh, did Tom Cruise drive that too? No, it's a race car. You can drive it on the street. Does it have headlights? Does the horn work? I just tell people, you'll fucking come see this car, your fucking head will explode. You won't be asking where the horn is after you come see this car. All right, so we're going to keep you posted because this car will be, God willing, shooting flames out of it. I'll be sitting in it shooting flames out of my ass. And
are you scared?
No, I should be.
It's a little bit more horsepower. It's like twice the horsepower of what you run.
Yeah, a little more than twice. But that Jag out there's got 510.
That's true.
I can handle it.
That's got a horn. Every
yeah,
Hollywood douchebag
really,
has one of those.
Really, my only fear is getting a little too comfortable a little too quickly and going, fuck it, I got this.
Oh, yeah, this is easier than I thought.
It's a little easier than I thought. And
make sure it stops. Let me know if you need a little more brake bias.
I am looking forward to a car with brakes. I can tell you that.
Brakes.
And these like this wherever my Roadster is, like I got in that car. That car was not set up, was not shaken out, was not ready to stop or corner or anything, and ended up being all right.
Well, I mean, we've got monster brakes, but we've got 25-year-old monster brakes.
25-year-old monster brakes.
We don't even know if there's fluid in here. Did anybody bleed the brakes just to see?
We're getting to all that.